做了好多这个小雕塑。
We're going to have a short little ceremony here, and we can all enjoy some of the art, but we're going to ask some of the artists also to share about some of their inspiration. If we could maybe kind of head this way a little bit, and we'll kind of use this as a focal point, but we're very happy to have you all here today. And thank you for coming out, and we hope that you can spread the word. This exhibition will be here for the next week, so please feel free to tell your friends or others to come and enjoy this. I'd like to introduce Purdue University Center on Religion and Chinese Society, the director, Fenggang Yang. He's going to come and share a few remarks. So Professor Yang, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, my name is Fenggang Yang. I'm the director of the Center on Religion and the Chinese Society at Purdue University. Our center organized and sponsored this exhibition. And I want to welcome every one of you. Thank you for being here to witness the opening of this very special art exhibition. It is special because this is perhaps the first exhibition of artworks of contemporary Chinese Christian artists in a public university and a public library in the US. When people think about religion and art in China, they usually think of artworks of traditional religions of Buddhism, Taoism. When people think about Christianity and art, they usually think of artworks by Europeans and sometimes by Americans. However, unbeknown to most people in the West and in China too, a collective of Chinese Christian artists has arisen in China in the 21st century, with at least a couple of hundreds of professional artists who confess faith in Christ and engage in artistic, creative work expressing their faith or expressing their views of society and humanity through their faith lenses. I began to notice this phenomenon of the new Chinese Christian artists about 10 years ago. To me, it was not totally surprising because I had been studying Christianity in China. Even though China has continued to be under communist rule, the ruling Chinese Communist Party has retained the atheist ideology, and the party state has carried out a policy of restricting religions, especially suppressing Christianity. However, against many odds, Christianity has grown rapidly in China and attracted people in all walks of life. In 1949, when the People's Republic of China was established, there were about 1 million Protestant Christians. In 1982, the Communist Party officially admitted that there were 3 million Protestant Christians. And the scholars thought there were 5 to 6 million around that time. About a year ago, April 2018, Chinese government's white paper on religion admitted that there were 38 million Protestants at officially approved churches. This represents 38 times more than 1949. But that number is only a part of the total. There are probably more Christians who do not attend the government-approved churches. Instead, they have formed house churches. Today, I believe the total number of Protestant Christians in China is around 100 million. The number of Christians in China has increased 100-fold under communist rule. How can we explain this extraordinary growth of Christianity in China? That's a challenge for scholars. Back in the actually Christianity, the Christian revival started in the 1970s when the Cultural Revolution was still continuing. And so our oral history interviews and other scholar studies show the revival started in the 1970s. In the 1980s, Christianity spread very fast in rural areas in China. In the 1990s, many college-educated intellectuals began to join churches. So there was the phenomena of the so-called cultural Christians or boss Christians. Many business people began to convert to Christianity. In the 21st century, a new phenomenon rose. Many high-tech or professionals have turned to Christianity. So nowadays, there are so many churches in the urban areas. With all this increase of Christianity among people in all walks of life, it is not surprising to see the emergence of Chinese Christian artists. As artists, these people represent the most open-minded Chinese people who are open to all cultural traditions and spiritual pursuits. Living in China that has been undergoing dramatic modernization and rapid social changes, these artists have applied both traditional and modern Chinese art forms and Western art forms in their artworks. And this exhibition of 10 Chinese Christian artists takes only a small sample. Think about there could be 200 or 300 professional artists in China who confess their faith in Christ. Nonetheless, this exhibition provides us glimpses of the soul-stirring scenes in the rapidly changing Chinese society. So I hope you enjoy this exhibition. Next, I want to invite our Senior Associate Dean of the College of Liberal Arts at Purdue, Joe Ebarb, to give some remarks. Professor Ebarb is a professor of theater at the School of Design, Art, and Performance. Joe himself is an accomplished puppeteer, director, and also novice performer. So let's welcome Joe.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Dean David Reingold, it's my pleasure to extend greetings and congratulations from the College of Liberal Arts at Purdue University. Purdue University is proud of our long association with China via students, staff, and faculty, as well as scholarship and research. You may be surprised to know that our first Chinese student was Sa Fuqian from Shanghai, who graduated in 1910. So we've had Chinese students at Purdue for over 100 years. He graduated with a BS in civil engineering and later became engineer-in-chief for one of the most important railway companies in China. Our Chinese Boilermakers are eager to learn about American culture and society, and there is great intellectual and cultural interest and curiosity in all things Chinese from their American counterparts. It is true that Purdue is known for its excellence in engineering and science, but we also host outstanding programs in social sciences and the humanities, including sociology and religious studies. The Center on Religion in Chinese Society was formally established 11 years ago in 2008, and it's become a very well-known and prominent research center on religion in contemporary Chinese societies. Center leaders have organized conferences, symposia, workshops, and research projects that have helped to bring scholars from all over the world together. In 2014, Professor Fenggang Yang founded the journal Review of Religion in Chinese Society, which has published 5 volumes of articles by renowned scholars and emerging young scholars. Through many projects supported by private foundations, such as the John Templeton Foundation and the Henry Luce Foundation, as well as others, the center has provided training to graduate students and undergraduate students through their internship programs. The center has frequently offered public education, as Professor Yang has been frequently interviewed and quoted by major media in the United States and around the world, such as CNN, BBC, The Economist, New York Times, Associated Press, Reuters, Agency France, and many others. The research projects of CRCS cover wide areas with broad scopes: faith and trust in business relations among business people in 7 religions, faith systems during China's market transition, the first social survey of religion and spirituality in China, the first quantitative study of folk religions in China and Taiwan, the first spatial study of religious sites in China that led to the publication of the very beautiful Atlas of Religion in China last year in 2018. If you've not seen this book, you really should. It's quite remarkable. And also the study of Christian professionals, including lawyers, journals, and artists. This exhibition is part of the current project of studying Chinese Christian artists in Chinese society. The rise of Chinese Christian Artists Collective in the 21st century is a very important social phenomenon that has profound social and cultural significance. It represents Chinese openness to the world. These artists are not denying their Chinese cultural roots, but they've been trying to creatively integrate Chinese culture and the Christian spirit. The artworks show this integration beautifully and with great impact. In spite of cultural or civilizational clashes, this kind of social and cultural change shows promise for a better world. On behalf of the College of Liberal Arts, I congratulate the Center on this beautiful exhibit, and I wish you much success as you continue your work to educate and inspire others through your many programs and educational outreach. Congratulations, thank you, 谢谢.
Thank you very much, Joe. Next, I would like to invite Professor Rachel Smith. Rachel Smith is a Geekson Distinguished Professor in Art History at Taylor University. And she has published a wide range of topics in the arts in Asia, Africa, and of course the US and Britain. Currently, she is the project director for Matter and Spirit, a seminar on contemporary Chinese art and society for the Nagel Institute for the Study of World Christianity. She is an expert of Chinese art and American art. Where's Professor Smith?
Thank you. It's a real delight to be here with you all and to see what really is a landmark exhibition, as Professor Yang indicated, something truly to be celebrated here in terms of having Chinese Christian art showcased in this way in such a prominent institution in the United States. One of the things that I've been doing over many years is tracking both contemporary art and also contemporary Christian art around the world, as was mentioned. And so as I look to Chinese Christian art, I have that broader perspective in seeing what else is being done. And one of the things that I've really noticed as I've looked closely at contemporary Chinese art broadly is that a lot of contemporary Chinese artists are really asking the important questions about life, about society, about human being, but they stop at the answers. They stop at being able to offer a productive response. So they're raising all of the right questions in a very real sense, as are other contemporary artists. But what I see in the contemporary Chinese artists that I've been following closely for about 10 years as well, so Professor Yang and I have been looking closely at what Chinese Christian artists have been doing for about the same amount of time, is that they're also responding to the same concerns, the concerns of who are we as human beings? How do we live with one another in society? What is our purpose in life? and how do we respond to the tremendous challenges that are facing both individual societies as well as the world as a whole. But there's a big difference between their art and the art of those artists who are not Christians, and that is that they come to those questions with a sense of hope and assurance, a sense of peacefulness, even where there is a sense of urgency about the challenges that we face as human beings and specifically in Chinese society. And so their art has something more to offer in the sense of a possible direction even to those who do not embrace Christian faith. And in a very real sense, that's one of the things that art does. It doesn't tell, it doesn't explain. When it tries to do that, it usually doesn't do it very effectively. It becomes propaganda. But what art tends to do, and I think someone in the theater would probably agree with this, is that it shows. It shows, and then the audience brings themselves to what is put in front of them to struggle with it, and then to begin to see how they should respond. And so when I look at the history of China, this great civilization, this ancient civilization, and where we now see 1 in 6 persons on the planet is Chinese, this tremendous influence that Chinese artists have, this tremendous opportunity that you have as you are doing your work and moving out throughout the world. So I'm delighted to see the tremendous vitality, the creativity, the ingenuity that is a part of the Chinese character in general, I would say as an outside observer, but seeing it really flourish in the arena of the arts. And so I'm really excited to see what lies ahead in the years going forward for Chinese Christian arts and literature, since we're celebrating that this weekend.
Thank you, Rachel. Actually, this collection includes the artworks of 10 Chinese Christian artists. Some of them are able to be here, so I think 6 of them are here. I would like to invite them to give very brief introduction of their artworks in the exhibition. May I first invite Professor Fang to come just say a few words about your Ding Fang. Yeah, Professor Ding is a professor at Renmin University, and he's a very famous artist in China. Would you please come to say a few words? May I have Dr. Wang, Alice Wang? She's a lecturer at Purdue, and she has a PhD in art history from Indiana University. She will help to interpret. Thank you, both. 就是你可以简单的说介绍一下。
大家一进来看到左手边上3幅小的水墨画，是我带来的。
When you enter the door, turn left. You will see these 3 monochromatic paintings. These are works that I brought.
它表现的对象呢是怒江峡谷、路马登、碧罗雪山、半山腰的傈僳族基督徒。
What these paintings are showing you are the Christians from a very rural part of China. They're from this very high mountain on the southwestern part of China, and the river actually flows all the way down to Thailand, and the mountains are covered with snow. It's a Nujiang in Chinese name.
那是我20多年前去亲自去体验和采访得来的形象。
These are the images I took about 20 years ago when I visited this very, very rural areas, and these are the people I met, I interviewed, and I saw.
那个地方非常贫困，但是他们在教堂中被神的光沐浴之下，那他们的眼神和他们的表情却是那样的宁静和幸福，令我震撼。
I was really touched and shocked by the kind of peace that they show. Although the place was in extreme poverty, but then bathing in the glory of the light in church, they have this wonderful peace in their faces, in their eyes.
这些少数民族，我们把它称之为少数民族，好像跟汉族有很大的差距，但实际上在现在的分子人类学的研究之中呢，他们跟汉族是同源，就是同一个祖先。
Yes, these people, the Chinese, would call the minorities. It seems that there seemed to be a gap, a distinction between them and the majority of the Han people. But then, according to the archaeological studies, we all come from the same source.
所以这个神圣信仰的基因呢，它是一个普世的存在。我今天通过描画他们的形象，也看到了很多中国人未来能够走向信仰的可能性。
So actually, the gene of these people, of this universal existence, actually existed. So by portraying these people, I can also see how our faith can go to the world.
好，谢谢各位。
Thank you very much.
谢谢丁芳教授。下边请这个岛子教授。Yeah, next I want to invite Professor Dao Zi. He is from Tsinghua University. 简单，1到3分钟。
1分钟吧。这五幅作品是我的，底下这2幅，还有这一幅。
These 5 are my works, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then this one on the right.
对，那这个就是这次展览的主题，这个圣火灵风。
I'm portraying the theme of this exhibit, the holy fire and the spiritual wind.
让我们看十字架在烧，圣经在烧，那么就是圣经里说你不但要用火洗，还水洗，还要用火洗，对不对？用圣灵来洗，这是我的主题就是这样。
We see the burning cross, and we also see the burning Bible. So this is my theme. We're not only going to be baptized by water, but we're also going to be baptized by the fire.
因为这2幅作品记录了中国的教难，当代的教难。左边这个就是秋雨泪谷，秋雨泪谷。
The paintings on the bottom, these 2, is a record actually of the persecution the current Chinese churches are going through. The one on the left records represent the church of the in Chengdu.
Early Rain Church.
Early Rain Church.
这一幅就是2014年到2016年期间浙江教难，拆教堂和十字架。
Well, the one on the right recorded the situation from 2014 to 2016 when people are demolishing the crosses from the top of the churches in Zhejiang, especially in Wenzhou.
那所以这2幅作品我怀着敬意捐献给普渡这个中国宗教与社会研究中心。
So with great reverence, I am presenting these 2 works to CRCS at Purdue.
因为在我看来，只有这个中心在深度的研究中国的政教关系。
Because from what I can see, this is the only center that is studying in depth of the relationship in China between religion and
而
politics.
且把这种研究推向了一个高度，一个当今的中国宗教学中国宗教与社会的社会学的一个高度。
It also pushes to an apex of this kind of study in sociology.
对，还有什么不懂的我们可以讨论。好，谢谢。
Thank you very much. Questions are welcome later.
Thank you very much for your donation to our center. Next, 这是张凡没来，魏林那边那是你的作品对不对？那请你来简单的讲一下。Next is Wei Lin, his artworks over there. 你到这儿。
我来自北京宋庄艺术家村。
This is Mr. Wei. He comes from Beijing, the village of the artist at Songzhuang.
那边的3幅作品是我的作品。
The three works on the left are mine.
第一幅是祝福中国。
The first one is blessings to China.
天安门前有很多的羊。
There's lots of sheep in front of the Tiananmen Square.
意思是表达中国的各行各业、政治家、从事经济的所有的人都要归向耶稣基督。
This is to indicate that people from all walks in China will come to Jesus Christ.
因为在我认为，只有归向耶稣基督，才能够蒙受上帝的祝福。
Because in my view, only coming to Jesus can you be blessed by God.
所以我这件作品政府也很喜欢。
So my work was also favored by the government too in China.
那边的2幅版画，其中一幅叫《光中的懊悔》。
These 2 other paintings there, one of them was Repentance in Light.
还有一幅作品叫当一个人心里亮了，他的全身就亮了。
The other one indicates that when a person's heart is lights up, his entire being is lightened up.
谢谢大家。
Thank you very much.
好有的艺术家没能来这里，所以也就略过去。那边那个也是略过去。在下边祝九阳。 祝九阳也同样是这个宋庄画家 ，Mr. Zhu, just like Mr. Wei, they are the independent artists, professional artists in Beijing.
对对，杨老师一介绍，我从北京来的。
Mr. Zhu from Beijing.
对，那边的4件作品是我的。
The 4 works over there belong to Mr. Zhu.
当时杨老师让我拿几张画，我说这个实在用出来太不方便，我就拿几个视频吧。
Professor Yang asked me to bring some paintings because considering the difficulty of transportation, I decided to bring some videos.
那4件作品是我2010年之后的比较重要的4件作品。
These are 4 of the more important works that I did after 2010.
对，这边这个是一个关于盲人的作品。
The one on the left were about a group of blind people.
我邀请了5位民间盲人艺术家参与到我的作品当中。
I asked 5 of the blind artists to participate in my work.
对，我把世界人权宣言改编成一台戏，他们来在美术馆演出。
I reproduced the World Human Rights Declaration into a show for these people to perform.
这边这个作品是一个旷野辩护。
Well, the other one is a defense in the wilderness.
我在外边做那个模拟法庭，我自己成为律师，为一个被关押的一个律师辩护。
What it shows is that I turn myself into a judge, and then we are defending for a Christian lawyer who was imprisoned at that time.
这个作品是等到和好的那一天。
The one on the wall is waiting for the day of reconciliation.
我特意配那个框子。
I especially chose this special frame for this work.
同样也捐赠给杨老师他们机构。
This is also to be presented to CRCS, Professor Yang.
对。那个这边是关于羊的作品，我有一年邀请租了2000只羊在美术馆做那个关于羊的作品。
The other painting is a painting about lamb or sheep. One year I rented 2,000 of them to make a show in an art museum.
对，这4件作品是我关于我的这个介入到中国社会中间的4件作品。
These are the 4 works that show my participation in the Chinese society.
好，就说这么多。
Thank you very much.
谢谢你的捐赠。Thank you for the donation. Next, may I invite James He to talk about his artwork. Mr. He is artist on residence at Fuller Seminary.
It's my big honor to be here to display a few pieces of my artworks with some other famous Chinese Christian artists. And as I mentioned this afternoon, most of my artworks focus on the 3 words: Chinese indigenous, Chinese localization, and Chinese contextualization. I have a very close friends, former president of ACAA, Asian Christian Art Association, a Japanese professor in Kyoto, Toshisha University. He invited me to come to visit to do some lectures there many years ago. And he published a book, God is Rice. For Western people, the bread every day, 面包。他出了一本书，我的日本朋友，神是大米。So for Chinese people, it's most important. It's very to express our Christian faith through our indigenous way. Why? Because a century ago, we know Boxer Rebellion. Since during that time, it has been said when more Christian, when as Chinese. So it's terrible, it's wrong, because gospel message is not only belong to Western people, but also could belong to our Chinese people. So I'm just trying my best. Life is too short. I just want to do my best to use the indigenous way. And contextualization, not only the history, traditional way, and also we would like to express our contemporary modern time, what the people in China, people living. So you can see in the middle. So this is just a few examples from my artwork. So I would like to donate 2 pieces, not the 3, to Purdue. Give your question to make a choice to choose 2. I will bring 1 back. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that's all unexpected. Thank you very much. Really appreciate this. Actually, if you notice, one of the 3 paintings by James is a Great Commission. That's also on the poster that we have produced. So it's a holy fire. The theme of this exhibition, holy fire, the wind of spirit, and the Great Commission. I think that quite reflects the general theme of Chinese Christian art today. Next, I would like to invite Hu Jie. Hu Jie 来讲一下。
好，谢谢大家。我这次参展的作品有3件，一件呢是在中间放映的那个我的纪录片《寻找林昭的灵魂》。其实现在的纪录片也是一个当代艺术作品。还有2件是在那个地方摆在门口的，是关于和林昭故事有关的，叫我的整个的一个系列叫提篮桥哀歌。
Well, this is Mr. Hu Jie. He is a film producer. This time he brought 3 works with him. The one in the center is about a young woman in China. Her name was Lin Zhao, and this is a documentary about Lin Zhao, who actually died in the Tilanqiao prison. So he brought 2 more works with him. Here is one. The other one were on this entrance. All the 3 of them belong to the same series of Lin Zhao. So this one in the center is called Searching for the Soul of Lin Zhao.
那个我在拍摄这个纪录片的时候，实际上也想在构思一组绘画，然后这是近2年，16年可能完成的，完成了这一组作品是16幅。这里是其中的2幅。
While I was shooting these films, I was also composing in my head a group of paintings. So finally, I got all the 16 works done, finished, completed in 2016, paintings and these films.
好，谢谢大家，我就
Thank you
说到
very
这儿。
much.
Thank you. Hu Jie is also an independent artist. Thank you all for being here, and many people that I don't know, but I do know there are among people coming here. I'd like to mention one, Jacob Paul, how do you say, Palmoso. He's regional director for West Central Indiana, the office of U.S. Senator Mike Braun. Thank you for being here. And thank you all for being here. Hope you enjoy. If you have questions about any artwork, you can just ask the artist to explain a little bit more. Also enjoy some food right outside this room. You can take your food and talk to people. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Let me just remind everyone, the library will close at 6, but please enjoy the artwork before then. We're selling a book out here that is specifically for this exhibition, if anybody would like to purchase that. And much of the artwork that you see here is also for sale. If anybody would like to make a bid, they can contact our office. There's an email address right outside at the welcome table. So thank you again, and please enjoy the art.